Hello, good evening. Once again, this is Von Rusper Jr. I don't know how to keep introducing myself. Anyway, earlier I did a video on the retrospect of the career of Bret the Hitman Hart, and so now I'm getting ready to do another retrospect, if you will, my thoughts about the one and only main event icon, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. Straight out of good old San Antonio, Texas. As far as somebody who has the total package, as far as not only wrestling ability, as far as not only as athleticism, high flying, but at the same time, somebody who's able to present great match quality, someone who's very innovative, has great, terrific charisma, innovative as far as his moves, terrific freestyle wrestler, always performs at the top of his game in big matches. There's nobody that you could, nobody I could think of, other than HBK. And so, when it came to his retirement, in a way it was, definitely, it was definitely pretty tough, because, I know he's definitely going to be, truly going to be missed. But at the same time, of course, the company, the company definitely has to move on. But, I just wanted to do this little video, just as far as, give my thoughts, on HBK. He's definitely somebody, who I think, could truly do it all. I say Bret would be close second, Sting second/third. When it comes to Mount Rushmore, for me, the greatest wrestlers of all time, I say Shawn, Bret, and Sting, at least. At least for close third. But I've been a fan of Shawn. At least watching his career. By as long as I can remember, even back in the days of the WWF Raw and the Sega Genesis. That's one of the guys I used to pick. That in the WrestleMania arcade game. I'm definitely going way back. So in the meantime, I also like to like to share a few thoughts on some of my favorite video games as well. But for me, HBK is definitely somebody who just had the I don't know how to say just the total package. Like I say, he's just a shoot first, ask questions last type type of style. And I'm just thankful to see the type of transformation that that his life has taken since that 4-year sabbatical to heal, and seeing him represent God's kingdom like that, on such a huge stage and platform such as the WWE, and of course and still have that type of respect. That's absolutely even more remarkable in my eyes. And as far as somebody who's been out for a long time, and to come back and not miss a beat, that like I say, that's nothing but just a straight miracle in itself. That was just nothing but God. As well as as well as great surgery too, on his back. And so this 8-year comeback that he had, this is something that that will definitely go down. I believe this is something. I believe this 8-year run that they just recently had that ended at WrestleMania 26 is one of the things that I believe will truly define the rest of his career, his legacy. Because it's not not only so much of what for me, somebody's legacy is not only so much of what you could do while you're in your prime, while you're at the very top of your game, but also how well you can perform even as you get older. You know what I'm saying? As somebody gets older, as an athlete, whatever, as they get older, eventually they're gonna have to polish up, certain parts of their game. You know what I'm saying? In order for their career to be prolonged. So like in basketball, somebody like Michael Jordan, as he got older, for Michael Jordan, as he got older, he couldn't do that same, he couldn't do the same slam dunk, like free throw line, Air Jordan slam dunk stuff he used to do back in slam dunk contests, like back in 87, 88, and things like that. The stuff that he that put him on, that made him famous, that put him on the map. As far as the when he first came into the league, and things like that. Since he couldn't do that, in his later years, since he couldn't do that in his later years, he had to work on his jump shot and other parts of his game. So wherever he may have been lacking, as far as agility and what he could do in the air, he more than made up for it. More than made up for it with wisdom, and his experience, and and his savvy, and that's definitely the thing. That's definitely what really prolonged his career, as well as help him win 3 more championships. And so in many ways he may have been he was still just as good in '96 when he came back as he was back in '92. But anyway, that and as a matter of fact with HBK, the same thing. Because all those matches, all those ladder matches and steel cage and all this different type of stuff, doing high risk moves multiple times, even in one match, eventually that's going to take a toll. So the thing that I really admired about him, is the fact that he realized himself, hey, it's the thing I definitely admire about him, because the fact that he realized, in his mind, he was like, hey, since I'm in my 40s, I can't do the same stuff that I used to do, like back when I was like 27, 28, almost in my early 30s. And so, since I can't, do all that high flying, moonsault off ladders and all that stuff I used to do, might as well polish up on, the rest of, the rest of my game, the rest of my arsenal, and and just use, whatever ring savvy, in my experience, to continue to have that further edge. And so, as far as somebody, who's able to continue to stay, at a consistent high level, even as he got older, going up against, younger, strong, stronger guys who are arguably just as fast as he was, somebody like Randy Orton, Edge, even Cena. And for him to stick it out like that, that is, absolutely incredible. There have been many great champions and and things like that over the years, but there will never ever be another clutch performer like Shawn Michaels. You got guys like Bret Hart, Undertaker, Sting, guys who could perform well, at a very high level, on like large platforms and stuff like that. And and Shawn definitely falls right in line with that. And so those are just definitely my my last few thoughts on who I believe is the greatest overall performer, wrestler, of all time.